Now please welcome Harley Jane Kozak and Chris Pavone to present the Edgar for Best First Novel. Harley Jane Kozak starred or co-starred in several dozen feature films, 3 soaps, many commercials, and, she says, a whole lot of TV before turning to crime fiction. The first of her 5 novels, Dating Dead Men, won the Agatha Anthony and McCavity Awards. Her short prose has appeared in Ms. Magazine, The Sun, and 8 anthologies, including Best American Mystery Stories of 2019. Chris Pavone grew up in Brooklyn and held editorial positions in publishing for nearly 2 decades before becoming the best-selling author of The Expats, which won both the Edgar and Anthony Awards for Best First Novel and is being developed by CBS Films. He's also the author of The Accident, another New York Times bestseller, The Travelers, an Indie Next bestseller optioned by DreamWorks, and forthcoming in May 2019, The Parts Diversion. Chris, Harley Jane.
Hi. Harley is the chair of this committee. I don't really belong up here. I'm up here because, and you probably don't know this, Harley is, and she doesn't look like this, a brawler. And we had such a hard time narrowing down our shortlist and then choosing a winner that Harley ended up beating down the rest of our judges. And I am the only one left standing. And so she cannot actually handle things like envelopes. So I'm here to do that for her. I am simply the valet for this thug. Go ahead.
My surgeon on Tuesday said, don't do anything significant with your hands for 6 weeks. So Chris valiantly stepped up to handle the envelope. We were so happy to judge this category, and it couldn't be more significant because no matter what extraordinary feats these 5 talented authors go on to achieve, they will never, and Chris will attest to this, they will never forget their first. The nominees for Best First Novel by an American Author: A Knife in the Fog by Bradley Harper, 7th Street Books; The Captives by Deborah Jo Immergut, HarperCollins publisher, Echo. The Last Equation of Isaac Severy by Nova Jacobs, Simon & Schuster, Touchstone. Bare Skin by James A. McLaughlin, HarperCollins publisher, Echo. And Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, Penguin Random House, G.B. Putnam Sons.
You see? Bearskin, James McLaughlin.
Thank you. My wife and editor over there with these shocked expressions on their faces. They're like, Jim's not good at this. He goes all fight or flight. He's going to drop an F-bomb. It's not. So we had a drink before this, and my wife's been going, you need to think about what you're going to say. I'm like, no, I'm all right. And Zach goes, Jim, you need to think about what you're going to say. You might actually win. I read the other books. I'm not going to win. I'm good. I'm fine. So I'm thinking right now, and I asked him, so what do I say? He said, thank people. So I'm going to thank people. Thank Mr. Writers America. Thank you guys. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to Kirby Kim, my agent at Janklow, who should be here. He was going to be here. He couldn't make it. He picked me up out of the proverbial slush pile, literally. And we worked on the book for a year, and he got it in front of my amazing editor, Zach Wagman, at Echo, and we worked on it for another 17 years. And no, it didn't take that long. We worked it out. Thank you to Zach and all the folks at Echo. I have some Asaf family here. Thank you for being here. And most of all, last but most of all, my wife, Nancy Asaf McLaughlin, who we met in law school. I'm holding this thing out like this. It's weird. All right. Nancy and I met in law school a long time ago, and we were in a study group together. We weren't dating or anything. We were just friends. And there was some concern about my commitment to the study of the law. And I'm like, Nancy, this law school thing, it's a side gig. I'm really a writer. And instead of bursting out at laughter at that preposterous cliche, she's like, oh, cool, I'm really see some of your work. So I gave her, I gave her this stack of stories I'd written in college, and they were awful. And I think she went home for Christmas break with him and came back, very encouraging. These are good. You'll be a good writer someday. It's great. It's 30 years later, 30 years of that kind of unflagging encouragement and editing help. Though she is a chaired and tenured law professor now, and she's gotten a little bit cocky about her editing prowess. She's rather ferocious. So I've learned years ago, I do not give her anything written because it comes back shredded. And for some of us, writing is primarily a battle against despair. And so what we do now is we go out on the deck and have a glass of wine, and I read it to her. And I get the benefit of her great mind and editing and suggestions without the red ink and all that. So thank you, Nancy. Thank all of you. It's a great honor to be here. This is awesome. Thank you.